They're ready to run. The red light is on, the gates are back, they're racing. Billy Ain't Silly, he anticipated the start magnificently. Landing clearly in front, No Surrender gathering pace, drives up there in front of the stablemate Salaya. Pushing up, She's God to You is going to lob into the box seat early on. Back there in the clear, Callaroo, Graceful Girl, a little worse than midfield as they'd settle down properly. And then All My Money, followed by Benji's, and McGruddy had snagged Written Matter back there to last. They go past the 1,000 here in the Raconteur, and Romilly judging the pace beautifully in front. He's got Billy Ain't Silly travelling on a cotton thread by a length, No Surrender. Then She's God to You down on the inside, just a little keen. 3/4 of a length away, Salaya also perfectly placed by Warwick. Graceful Girl is next on the inside, a further 3/4 of a length, Callaroo as they headed past the 550. The last trio were Benji's back with All My Money, and Written Matter is last of all. On the top of the home corner here at the 450, straightening for the judge, and Billy Ain't Silly about to let rip, leads the way, kicks two in front. She's God to You gets out off the fence underneath of No Surrender. Then Salaya Pike has gone back to the inside with Graceful Girl. He's zigging and he's zagging his way through. He's now again off the fence, coming at Billy Ain't Silly. Graceful Girl levels up. She hits the front. You're witnessing Pike perfection here in the Raconteur. Graceful Girl cantered in. One from Billy Ain't Silly. Third home, She's God to You, which has run out of her skin. Benji's ran home well. Then Callaroo and All My Money. Salaya dropped off. Further back in the field is Written Matter, and the last of them home is No Surrender. Pike poetry in motion on Graceful Girl. She just handles the step into a black type race today by winning the Raconteur. And the Wizard has notched up his 4th for the afternoon, and just absolutely copybook fashion. For Grant Nalana Williams, the Nakoni filly back there, he saved ground on the corner. He was around heels, back inside to the fence, then back again off the heels of the leader, Billy Ain't Silly. And she finished all over the top of this informed 3-year-old. Back there was She's God to You, which has run a mighty race at good odds. Benji's got home along the fence, but Salaya, after getting the run of the race, really needed that. She dropped out. She didn't get 1,400 and had a really good test there at her return. No Surrender dropping off. Written Matter never getting into the race at any point. Simply too good. Graceful Girl. She won by a length and a half with a rear's prick. She cantered home here in the Raconteur Stakes. 2 lengths between second and third, and they've run 1:23.79, 34.54 the last 600. She's by Nakoni out of Avenida Madero. Outstanding mare who's been a gem in the breeding barn. Owned by Peters Investments, prepared by Team Williams, Grant Nalana, and ridden to victory by William Pike. He hasn't won the Raconteur too many times in his decorated career, Willie, but he's got one up here this afternoon. The last time that he guided a winner home was for Grant Williams back with Western Blaze in 2013. So it's been a little while between drinks for the champion, but he's back there in the winners list today in this Raconteur Stakes with Graceful Girl. Billy Ain't Silly continuing his fabulous form by I'm All the Talk from Tiara Mack for Bill and Patricia Robinson, ridden by Lachdar Romilly for Colin Webster, and She's God to You handling this test in black type company today for Darren Taylor, owned by Helen Harding, a Playing God Flying Fath filly ridden by Natasha Faithful. But just perfection to watch. Pike here on the winner, Graceful Girl. The Furphy Handicap Race 8's at 4:20. Number 9 is out, Sir Mambo. And let's go down to Brittany Taylor as Pikey prepares to come back on his 4th winner this afternoon, and that was a peach.
Oh, it was indeed. Just go back and watch the early stages of the race when he was just easing back behind the heels of Callaroo to get in his favourite position, and that is 3 back the fence, the shortest way home. Pike Perfection and a Graceful Girl. She's pretty handy too. Bob Peters joins me now. Bob, 7 days ago we were talking about this horse winning a 62 plus. You weren't sure whether you wanted to throw her in the deep end just yet. Talk us through the decision during the week.
Oh, well, she did so well during the week. There was no reason not to run. These races don't come up again for her. And it was worth a try to see what level she was at.
What were your thoughts during the run?
I was quite pleased that he had a few behind him, and as it turns out, the 1400 really suited her. reminded me a little bit of her mother, didn't it? The way she came from the back all the time. And I always worry a little bit when they go to the inside because quite often the swoopers come down the outside, but she handled it well today.
She clearly has a wonderful turn of foot, like her mother, Avenida Madero, as you did mention. What is in store for her for the rest of the campaign?
Oh, I think that'll be it for her for now. I just think we'd probably put her away and bring her back for the summer races or the races in November and see how good she is.
Looking forward to seeing just how good she is. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Bob Peters after the win of Graceful Girl. A tremendous performance, and she had to elevate today because it was just a 62 plus last week, but off 7 days she stepped up to 1400 metres today, and she was able to show her class, Scott, aided by a wonderful ride by William Pike. We were watching it live, just watching how he was manoeuvring himself to get 3 back the fence, and it's just beautiful to watch.
It is. It's poetry. Darren McCauley's spot on, Britt, watching William Pike at his best there, even in the home straight. He loomed like he was about to go to the outside of one of Darren McAuliffe's horses, and then all of a sudden he cut back inside, knowing that Billy Ain't Silly had created that room up against the fence as the leader who had kicked clear at the top of the home straight. She did it all under her own power, Britt. That was a super impressive victory, and I know that Bob Peters there said that it brings back some memories of Avenida Madero. Well, for me, it's probably more a state solicitor because that's a lot more closer to my vintage here, but she is definitely a filly on the rise. If we don't see her again this preparation, then we start to get excited about what she could produce and where she might go when she's next in work. Can't wait to hear the rap that William Pike might have for her, Willie. We saw her 7 days ago and she was excellent in the wet, but today she looked on top of the ground even better.
Yeah, definitely. I was almost travelling too good on the bend. I was hoping to work my way to the middle of the track and, stay out of trouble, but I was almost travelling too good and ended up with a wall of horses in front of me, which I suppose I was always going to have to contend with at some stage, but she just got that good, sharp turn of foot that I don't think it mattered where I went. She would have gone anywhere, and she does it well in the end. She pricks her ears, and I think she wins with a little bit in reserve, so it's a good feeling.
Billy Ain't Silly's no slouch, but what he also does is kick at the top of the corner, and he runs genuine races. It must be exciting having a filly that can still show that turn of foot off the back of a pretty solid tempo.
Yeah, that's right. Well, normally Billy Ain't Silly, he's got him put to bed by the furlong, and look, soon as she sees daylight, it's a great feeling. If everyone could feel that, that's that furlong that she gives you. I suppose that's what every rider wants, and I don't know, I don't suppose we all expected her to be able to do it as well as she has, and I love when they prove us wrong.
I certainly do. Now, go back, say, 4 or 5 years ago, people used to come to the races watching State Solicitor. Is she bring back a few memories of him?
Oh, not really. They're completely different types. He was a bit of a dunder-clunder and had to... I know he put him on the board early, but he was still learning his trade, whereas she feels like a ready-made racehorse, and show her a gap and she's away.
What about Bright Diamond in the last?
She was probably one of my better rides for the day, so hopefully I don't mess it up.
Good luck in the last.
Thank you.
There's William Pike, and I'd like to add that to the form comments to a horse that is a dunder-clunder from William Pike. I quite enjoyed that. But it is Graceful Girl. We spoke of her mother. Her mum, Avenida Madero, was able to flash home and run second to the great Miss Andretti back in a Winterbottom, I believe 2005 from memory. So she's certainly showing that she's inherited some of her turn of foot. A wonderful furlong sprint, or even longer, as William Pike just said. A wonderful feel that she does give. Graceful Girl taking out the Rack and